Welcome to my office. If you can see that it's a mess, forgive me. It's we're in the middle of some projects here, and you're probably getting a slight hum. I just started my laptop up, so I'll be able to do some editing. And it's got a constant fan running because it's a laptop, and I like to make sure the hard drive doesn't overheat. Today, I wanted to do a quick talk with you about the submission process for casting. And I wanted to talk to you about it from both sides of the spectrum. One being, me as the director / casting director, and another being the actors who submit to us. So one of the tricks that I learned from a friend of mine, and this is helpful in two ways, is you always want to include some kind of instruction that the people submitting should follow when submitting to you to show that they can actually take instruction. I mean, let's face it, their job for you when they're on set is going to be to take direction. And if they don't take direction when it's written down, they're going to have a heck of a time taking direction when you're shouting it out on a set. And I do say shouting because occasionally it will be, fast and furious and, hey, we need to get this done and we need to get that done. So cast and crew both, it's important to know that they understand and follow directions. So for an example, Jack vs. Lanterns, while we're casting right now, when I first started, one of the first things we asked for was for people to put JVL as the subject line for their submissions. That helps me in two ways. One, it helps me organize my emails. So whenever I'm trying to find an email from somebody who submitted, I type in JVL, boom, I get my submission emails. Helps me find ones I may have lost. It also helps me on a day when I got a lot of email, like for some reason Tuesdays, like today, I get a lot of like spammy kind of stuff and a lot of updates from other websites and things like that. So that helps me to track down which emails are people submitting. The other thing it does is it helps me figure out who can follow directions. I mean, a lot of people in the subject line want to put something catchy to get you to look at it. If it's for my casting for Jack vs. Lanterns, what's going to get me to look at it is putting JVL. Putting anything else is actually probably going to get me to miss it, because when I type in JVL to separate out the emails that are for Jack vs. Lantern submissions, I'm just going to miss your email. It's not going to be there. And if I do come across it later, I'm not going to care. I'm going to be done casting. Not to mention, I'm going to look at it and go, oh, look, somebody who ignored the basic set of directions that I set. So, really, if it's not in there anywhere, there's a good chance, if you're watching this now, and I never got back to you, that's why. That you did something in your subject line that made me say, well, that maybe either miss it entirely, or that maybe say, this is a person who didn't even look at the directions for the casting call. How am I going to have them follow through on set? The next thing you want to do as a casting director, give them something that requires a schedule. Tell them submit a video to me by this date, or use appointment times for their audition. If they can't show up to an audition on time, they're not going to show up to set on time. This is their chance to show you that they get places on time. And you might be late, being the director, the producer, the actor, the effects guy. But when you get there, you need everybody else to be there and on point, ready to go. Because the fact that you're late is why you need everybody else ready to go when they're ready to go. And you're late because somebody else was late that kept you from being where you needed to be when you needed to be there, and so on and so on and so on. And it just pushes the whole day back. A lot of actors don't realize that the entire day involves everybody. So, yeah, you're just one person, but you're not just one cashier at a store, or one clerk in a hotel, or one lawyer in a firm who's going over papers. You're the lawyer who needs to be in court. You don't show up, things don't get done, and everybody stands around and waits for you. And that person's probably not going to be called back a second time. From the actor standpoint, when you submit a video clip, your resume, your headshot, do you know how many headshots I get that say headshot 1? That puts the responsibility on me when I save the file to put your name in as the file name, so that later on when I want to connect it to your email submission, your resume, your video, when I want to put all those things back together, I need to figure out who headshot 1, audition file 2, reel 3, all these files. I need to figure out who they go to. And I don't want to have to look through them and match up all the faces. So when you submit, the best thing for you to do is make sure all your files are named with your name as part of the file. Right? So I would submit it as Jason or Jason LaGlory. Boom. Put the word headshot in there if you like. Put anything else that's not really, offensive in there. But make sure you at least put your name so that people can connect it up and do file searches. Important stuff. Aside from that, when it comes to submissions, make sure you submit the material that you're asked for. Don't submit too much more. Don't submit too much less. And if you don't have the things that you're asked for, at this level, I always ask for headshot, resume, and availability. You may not know your full availability because you don't know what the schedule is. We don't know what the schedule is because we don't know everyone's availability yet. So those two things are always in flux. But give us a general idea of your availability. Let us know that we may need to confirm it later so that we don't schedule something, based on the fact that you said you'd be available that day, and we hire you and we schedule, and then you're not available, and then you don't show up, and then you become one of the problems. Also, if you don't have a headshot, we understand. A lot of people at this level, you're submitting to me for either unpaid extra or a very small role in a movie that's going to go straight to video. You might not have your headshots professionally done yet. Do the best you can. Get a friend with a camera, get a friend with a good phone, pick a background, do a better job than this framing it, and go ahead and have something that resembles a headshot done. Don't send me a picture, please, with 3 or 4 people in it. I don't want to have to figure out which one you are. So at least have some shots of just you. And don't send me 15 pictures. Pick 2 or 3 that you like. 1 if you can. 2, maybe. But don't send me like 100 pictures of you because I'm not going to look at all of them. I'm not going to have time. For your resume, if you don't have a resume, and if you send me a link to your IMDb, I'm going to have to follow the link. I'm going to have to trust the link that got sent to me by a stranger. And I'm going to have to remember it later on. So your best bet, maybe take a frame cap of it and send it to me. Print it out from somewhere else. Type out your experience, maybe not in a resume form. If you don't have a lot of film experience, that's fine. Let us know. We understand. This may be where you're getting your film experience. This may be where you're getting your IMDb credit. This may be where you're getting footage for your reel. We're the starting point for a lot of people, and we like that. We like to help people get started. We like to help people keep going. There's a lot of people who, they don't get a part here, there, and for a couple of months, and they're ready to drop out and do their fallback job. And that's great. You probably should do it because we're not going to be paying you enough not to. But if we can keep your foot in and keep you acting and keep you practiced and keep your craft going, that makes us happy. So if you don't have all the professional stuff, send us the closest approximation that you do, but also maybe an explanation as to why you don't. And, don't try to make your experience sound too big. If you've done a lot of background work, don't try to build it up to make it sound like you were a lead in a bunch of big films, hoping that that'll make us want to make you a lead in this film. We'll probably think that you won't want to be in this film at all because you've already been a lead in these big films. And it'll make us wonder why you even submitted to us, how you found us, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The contact information we ask you for, if we ask for email, that's great. You can send your phone number and everything else, but don't expect us to contact you any other way than email us. There's a reason we do it that way. The other thing is, if you somehow manage to find all of my other information, submit to the email that is the email submission, the submission email, the one that we put in the posting. Don't write to me in 4 other places. Don't contact me separately on Facebook unless you actually know me. You're a friend of mine on Facebook. Don't text message me and get all stalkery on me. That kind of, I'm going to be putting you around some people that actually have had problems with stalkers who are famous enough to have people chase them down and try and find out all about them all the time. And you already treating me like that, who's a nobody, and trying to figure out how to contact me 6 different ways from Sunday, that's going to kind of make me wonder if I should have you on my set. So, keep it calm, keep it low-key. If you don't hear back from me within a week or 2, feel free to send a follow-up email to the same email address that I gave you in the posting. I think that's it. This was a second take because I left out the thing about the file naming. Putting your name on your files is like the number one thing I wanted to get across to people today. But since my wife is here for lunch, and it's Valentine's Day, and I am not dressed at all for Valentine's Day, and you just heard my stomach growl, I'm going to let this video go. I'm going to catch a shave and make myself more presentable. And you guys have a good rest of the week. I will see you on Saturday. Let me know if you want Saturday to look at production equipment or prop making. So those are the two things I'm juggling around that we might want to do on Saturday. Either show you how we're working on some of the giant pumpkin head stuff, or some of the most basic equipment I have. Like right now, you see I'm getting this crazy shadow across my face. It is because I lit myself with one clamp light. And I did that because before I was getting a shadow constantly because of the hat down the front of my face, which made me look even older and tireder than I am. And I need to dye my beard. But anyway, so Saturday, let me know. Production equipment on the cheap or papier-mâché props on the cheap. Let us know down in the comments. Please subscribe, follow our friends' channels, visit our link, and something goes over here. See you soon, guys. Bye-bye.